Good day and welcome to Namaste Today, a peppy way to start your day. I'm your host, psychic astrologer Christopher Witecki. Welcome to another fabulous day on Earth, my friend, and Namaste. Well, today may feel like a day where you're stuck in molasses, but actually, manifestation is going on. It's a powerful day to draw in what you're working on, and you might make big strides in your personal goals. In today's Zodiac weather, I'll outline the planets and what to expect. And in your tea time, I'm going to talk about something I have grown to learn about, which is abundance. Remember that keyword abundance, how to get lots for a little effort? Well, I think I understand the state of awareness necessary for abundance, and we'll talk about that later in your tea time. But first, let's listen in on today's mood and your Zodiac weather. This Zodiac weather is for Wednesday, January 18th, 2017. Well, step 28 rules the day. It means it's time to manifest. In your case, manifesting a whole mountain of decisions or direction you want to go. But even though you're moving forward fast and free, things feel like they're moving slow. The moon will be in a tug-of-war today with Uranus and Aries, and that may mean a back and forth between strength and compromise. Let's take a listen to the planets. I predict today will be a sunny day for you and a day of manifesting. We're at step 28. This is the 28th day. You've been looking to change your decision and the directions of your life. And today, on the 28th day, you are ready to squat and make it happen. Manifestation is a lot like a bird sitting on an egg waiting for it to hatch. Today, your job is to really feel through the parts of what you want to call in and decide and commit to those feelings. Decide and commit to what you want to have happen and give a little time and space for the law of attraction to draw it in. Now, since September of 2016, you've been on a bit of a mission to reestablish fairness in your life. And when I say fairness, I mean what's fair to you. Today, whatever it is you're trying to manifest, this is likely a benchmark in pushing that fairness toward your direction. So in other words, you're not just sitting on an egg waiting for it to hatch, you're sitting on a golden egg. And the strategy of today is to keep your emotional cool as you're waiting for that golden egg to hatch. Now, for those who are astro nerds like me, I'll share right now, this comes from the moon in Libra, which is now opposing Uranus in Aries at step 20. So as the day progresses, there's a bit of a tug-of-war. On the one hand, you are on this mission to get what you deserve. It's time to restore balance. It's time for you to have what you've always wanted. It's time for you to be in a place to receive love and to receive joy. On the other hand, you may feel emotionally fragile. And that's part of the growing. Your strength. Not your strength as far as what you can endure, but rather how long you can emotionally hold space and stay positive for what you want to law of attract and manifest. That's the emotional strength. Being strong for yourself and being strong for your emotional mission and not falling and collapsing on that. So there's a bit of a tug-of-war going on, and it's kind of private, and really only the bird sitting on the egg really knows what it's emotionally like to have to sit on that egg and wait for it to hatch. Here's the good news. The planets show that you're likely to feel a whole lot different by tonight or early tomorrow morning about where you are in the story of fairness. In other words, this is really only one day, my friend, of having to hold emotional space for your future with no evidence and feel strong about it. Only one day, really, of holding your breath. In the next 24 hours or so, the moon will cross over Jupiter, and you will feel that you have crossed some sort of emotional rite of passage, and you're ready to move on to the next stage. Another planet showing breakthrough today is Mercury. And that means that somewhere in the next 24 hours, you're going to change your mind about where you really are in life or not. Right now, you're sort of rounding down, thinking or hoping for the best. But it looks like in the planets, in the next 24 hours, you'll be rounding up, assuming success. So, my friend, patience and self-compassion is the key to today's success. Literally, you want to patiently sit on that egg you were manifesting and not lose emotional hope or faith that everything is going to be just fine. And of course, to continue to believe in yourself when there's no evidence at hand. Now, step 28 is the degree of manifestation, so what you be today is what comes. And for today's tea time, I thought I would talk about the idea of abundance. That's what a lot of people come to me about. They want to manifest abundance. They want to manifest much more than what they have or what they come from. And I think step 28 reveals a secret to abundance. So go steep yourself some tea, and let's have our daily tea time. Hello, my friend, and welcome to our daily tea time. Today's tea time topic is passion is your power. And you might be thinking, I thought we were talking about abundance, Sensei. We are. What I've discovered in the 11 Steps to Serious Joy is that abundance comes from passion. In fact, passion and our emotion is a huge part of manifestation. Today, step 28 rules the day. And the way that breaks down in a step astrology is what you feel, which is the 2, and what you're committed to, which is the 8, ends up being what we manifest, the 10. 2 plus 8 makes 10, net 10. So step 28 is the highest form of manifestation in a 29-degree system, which is what we use in astrology. Thus, emotion, the step 2, is a huge 50% of what goes into a grand manifestation, what we feel. I've studied emotion a lot. It's a lot more powerful than I once thought. As I have evolved over the last 10 years on the air and sharing things and studying spirituality, I've realized and taught people that emotion is a huge part of our power, and our current social system actually degrades emotion and almost makes people feel bad about feeling. In fact, I think a lot of human beings' evolution actually depends on their EQ, their emotional quotient. We literally are emotionally immature. As humans, we have a hard time dealing with our emotions. We put them aside. We drink them away with drugs or alcohol. Emotion is the one thing we seem to be most afraid of. Everyone is afraid of feeling bad, and no one knows how to feel better, especially on their own. And even if they do know how, somehow they don't feel like they're qualified, even if they feel better after they do it. So we as a species are emotionally immature, and I think that's really what the evolution of our time is about, the ascension. The ascension, in my opinion, is really an embracing and an awareness of our feelings. When we pay attention to our feelings, we will be in the power to manifest the lives that we want. And this is where passion becomes our power, and passion becomes abundance. Now let's understand just a little bit more about what feelings really are in a metaphysical sort of way. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, I think one feeling is worth 1,000,000 words. You can have one feeling inside of yourself, and so much conscious awareness can come from just that one moment of feeling. So in the density of consciousness, it seems that feelings is indeed the most dense. That there is more awareness in the emotional state of awareness than there is in one moment of thought, than there is in one moment of our physical body, than there is in one moment even of our heart. Emotion seems to go deeper. The heart can be very simple, loves chocolate. You know what I mean? Not a very deep subject. The heart just loves very simply. But emotion is, how do you feel about chocolate? Oh, Lord, let's talk about how we feel about chocolate. Certainly worth 1,000,000 words. Now, the planets, which I just love to use, the solar system is the soul's system. And the way the planets spin around each other really does describe how the states of awareness are. So, for instance, the sun is I love. Every planet, every state of awareness swings around the sun and orbits the sun, which tells us astrologers our consciousness is built with love at the center of everything. Love is the center of everything. Now, what about emotion? Well, that's kind of interesting. The moon is the ruling planet or object for emotion. And the moon is actually swinging around the earth, which is what manifestation is. The physical embodiment of life, I manifest, is the earth. So emotion is actually this planet that swings around the earth, and not just swings around the earth, it swings around the earth every 28 days. In fact, the moon, or emotion, is the fastest moving planet. The moon has one rotation every 28 days. The next up is Mercury, which is like one rotation every 87 days or something like that. So our emotional field is the fastest moving field out of all states of awareness. And I've probably said the term before, emotion is energy in motion. That's exactly what I think emotion ends up being. I think emotion is our soul moving around quickly around itself in motion. What the moon does is in 28 days, it goes through all 12 zodiac signs. So in 28 days, your emotions make love to every state of awareness and literally pick up on every state of awareness. So your emotional field is not one field, but rather a unified field of all of your states of awareness. This is why a feeling is worth a million words, because one feeling about one state of awareness leads to another feeling about another state of awareness, leads to another feeling, and so on and so forth. In fact, our feelings lead to our truth, because if you're just segmented to one state of awareness or one point of view, emotion will get around that. I think this is why the patriarchs, or the men on the planet, have been really putting negative propaganda out towards women, the matriarchs, and how they feel. Men have literally kind of criticized women for being crazy or loony in their feelings, because I think men know damn well that if he's lying or trying to get away with something, women and their emotions are going to feel around it and they'll be discovered. So we've built this weird Western culture that has made science and logic and reason the primary state of awareness to trust in. But really what that has done has been the patriarch kind of energy, the male energy, has been handcuffing society through their minds, talking them out of their feelings and into their minds, out of their feelings and into alcohol, out of their feelings and into drug abuse, basically anything out of your feelings. And that's probably because if you were in your feelings, if you're in your feelings about the politics of today, in your feelings about, any of these things going on, you would feel that there's a lot of crap and bullshit going on, right? So emotional maturity has been held back on the planet so that some people can get away with things, I think, and remain in power. And this is what the Great Awakening is. It's time now for us to get in touch with how we feel about things. And you may ask once again, Sensei, what does this have to do with abundance? Well, I think it goes like this. If your emotional field is littered, in other words, if the moon in your life goes through one of your states of awareness, and that state of awareness is upset, maybe it's your psychic state of awareness that's upset, maybe your body state of awareness is upset, maybe your mental state of awareness is upset, then your emotional field becomes upset. And as we said earlier, the grand manifestation degree is what you feel and what you commit to. So in a day like today, if you are feeling like crap and you are committing to some paradise in the future, guess what you're going to get? Crap. Because the universe speaks in emotion. It feels your emotion and it manifests according to your emotion. In fact, it is the emotion that makes things abundant. If you see a movie you like and you get really passionate about it, you tell somebody about it, they get excited and they go watch. That passion transfers. And then they tell someone, that passion transfers. And then they tell someone, that passion transfers. Emotion and passion is what actually makes things propagate and become abundant. It's the emotion behind it. And if you want to have abundance and you want to manifest things that work and law of attraction according to what your heart wants, your emotional field must be clean. You must be in touch with your feelings, and you must be in touch with what they are telling you. Therefore, my friend, I believe passion is truly your power. So listen to your feelings today, because how you feel will determine how that egg hatches. Well, my friend, I am so grateful to be of soul service, and so many people tell me that they wake up and they start their day with me. That really is a blessing. I'm so grateful to start with you, and I'm also grateful for everyone who has introduced me to a friend or family member. That's the most trusted way to grow and the most organic. So thank you for that. If you are a person who's recently referred me, thank you so much. I just want to send that gratitude. Have a fantastic day, my friend. Remember that I truly love you, and live, love, be.